What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at you again today with another video. Uh, y'all, I'm trying my best to be positive. I'm trying my best not to allow myself to sink into depression. That's why I've been working out really vigorously. That's why I've been really trying to make a lot of content. It's another reason why I stopped smoking weed. I wanted to make it easier for myself to handle this grieving process. I didn't want to make it worse. But as the days approach for the holidays and I'm in Virginia, by myself, without none of my family here, no friends for real. I can't help but to think about, my best friend. I was actually supposed to be spending this Christmas and Thanksgiving with him. And as you guys know, that's impossible. So I'm just really out here on my own and I'm I'm just heartbroken. I try I try my best to to be a beacon of light, for other people and bring, I guess laughter and entertainment into other people's lives, but it's just I'm angry. And as much as, I don't want to say it, I'm really upset with God. I'm not happy. And this has kind of made me question my faith in Him as well. And I know that's terrible, especially for somebody who claims, that they love God, right? But I just feel like this is just so unfair. I just, I just wish that was something I could have done, something that could have happened to where we could reverse this and maybe change the outcome. And I know that that can never happen. I get that. And then I also think will I ever see him again? At least on the other side, will I get to ever hug my friend again? Will I ever get to talk to him again? Just lean my shoulder or lean my head on his shoulder again. This is this is really hard for me. Somebody I've been knowing all my life. I've since I was 12. It's just gone now, and this big void in my life is just empty. He was my brother. He was my family. He was my friend. I would know I would always travel down to see him, spend all my holidays with him. It's just, what do I do now? Will I ever gain another friend that in that aspect again? Some days, I guess are better than others. Some days it doesn't, hurt as bad. Yesterday was pretty bad though. I don't know why it was just yesterday. Um, I was at my desk and I just started, really just tearing up. And I had to excuse myself out of the office. Luckily, nobody was there yet. And I just had to go in my car and just, let it out for a while. Because I hear all of these people saying, oh, I Can't wait to see my daughter. She's coming into town. I can't wait. Like my friends, we're all meeting up for Christmas. My family, we're all meeting up for Christmas. And the person who was all of that for me is gone now. And I'm just out here in this world, I feel like by myself. And I had a very traumatic childhood. I've had a very traumatic adulthood. And one of the only, redeeming factors in my life was, him. And now even that has like, been taken away. I just I'm so depressed. And I just can't believe this has happened. And I know y'all may not probably even connect these things. Like me talking about like this Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case has been really difficult for me because Trayshawn was in law school. He was preparing to be a lawyer and he would have been so great to talk to about this topic. And I would have had him on my channel. We would have had a really good conversation about this because he always knew everything. He always knew every damn thing. Anything, he always knew it. He just had all was he was just an almanac of knowledge. I remember all of the times I used to try to make him laugh and he would never, like find me funny. I remember I asked him like, "Do you think I'm funny?" And he was like, "You're hit or miss." And then I come onto my channel and all of y'all laugh at me. Laugh at the stuff that I say and like he never really laughed. Maybe because he got a little used to it. I don't know. So I guess being around somebody for 15 years and hearing similar jokes would kind of get a little tiring, right? I remember when he came to my graduation in May this year. I was just so proud to graduate and for him to be there and witness me do it, even though my mom wasn't even there. He made sure he made it there. And he was the first person who I couldn't wait to hug and see after I got out because he was always an example or an inspiration for me. Since I was a young kid, I always looked up to him. And I really never really had many role models in my life like that, but his intelligence, his how articulate he was, how driven he was, how he was just able to just shrug everything off when things got difficult and just move on and just think about the bigger picture. And I was always a person who kind of crumbled anytime I have faced hardships in the past. And he helped me to be a stronger person, to be a better person. He corrected me when I was in error. He didn't have any issue being completely honest with me. He honestly helped make me who I am today. I will always, call him about, breakups and stuff like that I would have, cause I was always perpetually single. I've always been, that friend. in the group that's always single or always going through some type of breakup. And I would get so frustrated and I would just be ready to give up. And he'll be like, bestie, it's just not the time right now. It's not your time yet. But don't give up. It's gonna happen for you at the right time. You are a beautiful person. You're amazing. Somebody will notice that and somebody will honor you the way you should be honored. I just and like I was always so overly affectionate with him, and I used to always irritate him as well. Like I used to always like as soon as I see him, I would kiss him on. Some people actually thought that like he was my boyfriend sometimes, but it was never like that. It was always platonic. I would kiss him on the cheek when I seen him. I would hug him real tight because I just wanted him to know how great. And I'm not even that affectionate of a person, honestly. But with him, I just always wanted him to know how much he meant to me. I always wanted him to know how much of appreciation I had towards him for all of the things that he ever did for me, for all of the times that, he was there for me. When I had first got out of the mental hospital after a suicide attempt, he drove down 2 or 3 days before Christmas and spent the holidays with me all the way up until the 3rd of January and didn't even spend it with his boyfriend, then spend it with his family. He came down and drove he came up and drove to me while I was on lockdown in the state because they weren't allowing me to leave. Like he instead of spending time with his family, instead of spending time with his boyfriend, he spent time with me. And you don't see people doing that type of stuff. I didn't even get to I didn't even get to kiss him on the forehead, one last time, or even, get a chance to even hug him one last time because he was cremated. His birthday was literally 7 days after my it was 7 days after my graduation because I graduated May 7th, 2022, and his birthday was on May 14th. So after we had spent some time in Virginia for my graduation and celebrated, me, him, Tommy, who was also in the vehicle with him, who also passed, and our other friend Jerry, we all drove down to Orlando together. And we just had a ball. We had so much fun. We was going out to eat. We was going to Disney World. We was going to all of these different things. I remember we had even we had even went to this fucking timeshare, this timeshare thing. Bitch, listen. We went to this timeshare, whatchamacallit. Like it was like a timeshare presentation at Westgate in Orlando. And they were gonna give you free tickets for like a show or something if you had went. So me and Trey and then Jerry and Tommy, we all went together. Me and Trey played like we were like married and we were a couple. And Trey was always so matter of fact. I know y'all feel like I'm matter of fact, but honestly, I'm really not great at saying no to people. And that was something that Trey was very good at. He will tell you no quick. Like, so we went through all of that, that whole fucking, That whole fucking presentation. He took us around the timeshares. We saw it, and honestly, I was really close to get to even to being open to getting a timeshare. And then Trey looked at me. He was like, "We are not getting a fucking timeshare. What is wrong with you?" Like, so when we had sat down toward like when he had brought us like to the table, where everybody else was who was getting timeshares, like he immediately started to hound me and pressure me, and I was just starting to break. And then like Trey Sean was up there like, right now I will be taking over, like, I will be taking over the what we're going to be doing, so you can refer those questions to me. And he literally said, nope, 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 we don't want a timeshare, we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't want this, we don't want that, and we're fine. Meanwhile, I was almost ready to just put down 2,500 on the timeshare. And he was like, you really need to learn how to say no. He was like, you really have to get thicker skin, because I was always so like overly sensitive about so many different things. He was never like that. I remember after my deployment in 2014, when we came back March of 2015. I went home to go see my family, and then I also took a trip to go see him too. Like, it was a connecting flight, and I stayed there for I think a day or so. And the flight had got delayed, so I was supposed to be there for 2 days, but I was only able to be there for one night. So me and him had got together. I had my hotel room and everything booked, and he stayed in my hotel room with me. And we all went to the club that night, and he had introduced me to something called fireball shots that I never had. And I was just down, and I was like, this was the drinking, this what it do. I was like, this is easy, mind you, because like I had just turned, I think, 21, or I was about to be 21 at that time, because this was like, yeah, I think I had just turned 21, because I had turned 18 in 2013. Yes. And then in like 2019, 2020, no, 2014. Yeah. So by the time 2015 came, I was 21. And like, I was so good. Then like, it was like this guy that had came up to me trying to holler at me in the club. And I did not know if it was like a stud or if it was like an actual man. I thought the man was a stud, and he was trying to get at me so bad, and I was like, Trey, I don't really know if this is a man or woman that I'm talking to. I was like, I don't really know what it is, like, what are they? And Trey was up there like, maybe you should just ask. So I asked, like, hey, are you like, are you trans? Like what, like, what's your gender? And he was like, I'm a man, but I've been dealing with this all my life. People think I'm a woman because of my voice and stuff like that. And it's something that really is a insecure thing for me. One of my girlfriends threw that in my face and stuff like that. Tell me why Trey went and fucked this man after I rejected him. He was up there like, you know what? I tested it out, and yep, that was a whole man, all man, and he was a lot of man to be exact. And he was just so Trey Sean was just so amazing. He didn't judge people. He always reserved any type of judgment and allowed people to just live their life and make their own choices. You know, he was such a free spirit. Oh, and he loved a good crop top. Trey loved a good crop top. When he was out here, and after my graduation, we had all went to the club, and y'all know me. well, I don't know if y'all know me like all the way like that, but I dress very conservatively. I told y'all like Jeremy is conservative. I'm more of a conservative person, so I was dressed from head to toe. Like the outfit was cute, but I was conservative. I don't show much skin. I don't do that. That's not. I used to back in like my early 20s, but like after I got older, I started to have different beliefs and stuff like that. I didn't really do that anymore. Trey had came to the club, and I don't know where he got this outfit from, y'all, but it was fucking fierce. I was living for it. He had like this cheetah print long sleeve crop top. Like it came right to the right, like underneath the pec area. And he had on like these real tight, like real tight black pants. And he had like some boots with him, and like you could just see how like ripped his abs were, and like his body was like insane, and he always had like a very toned body, since we were younger. And like I was like, bitch, you are fucking turning this look, like you are turning it. He was getting all of these compliments when we went out. He was like turning heads left to right, because honestly Trey Sean really did look like some type of African warrior. I believe he had very strong facial features, but he was able to wear feminine things so well to where it didn't look crazy. Like he still was able to pull it all off, if you understand what I'm saying. And like I was just, I always, was gassing him up. That's what he always used to say. You always trying to gas somebody up. Yes. Like I loved him so much, y'all. And I remember it was one Thanksgiving that an ex friend of me and his came and tried to spend Thanksgiving with us. And, I accidentally beat their ass in a car. And we had like, so me and that ex friend had an altercation in the car. And, I accidentally had whooped his ass. Trey Sean had, yanked me up out the car, and he was like, "Are you crazy?" He was like, "You you have so much going for yourself. Why are you sitting here fighting? What's the whole point of this? Like, are you crazy? This is Thanksgiving. You can't let nobody get to you." Like he was like hemming me up, and I promise you, by the time he got done like getting me together, I was almost in tears. I was so hurt. I was so mad. And I like my dumb ass. I'm up here like a little kid because he was such like a big brother to me. I was up there like it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. He was like, "How the fuck you accidentally beat somebody ass?" I was like, "I didn't know. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. Is Thanksgiving ruined?" He was like, "Bitch, what you think?" And this was like in 20, I think 2021. Oh Jesus. Uh, I remember when I had got out of boot camp and I had called him after I graduated boot camp, and he was like, "Bitch, you really doing this, huh? You really about to be a whole motherfucking soldier out here? Like, is that really what you want to do?" And I was like, "Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm down." Like he was like, "Okay. Well, I'll be here for you regardless." He was like, if anything happened to you, make sure you put me as your beneficiary." And that was so funny because he was like Trey Sean was actually my beneficiary for all of my not just my GI benefits, but also my life insurance policy through the military when I was active. He was my beneficiary 100%. That's how much I trusted him. It's life is so unfair, y'all. I just I just wish there was something I could do, something I could say, something I could have done that changed all of this. Wondering maybe if I was there, could this had have gone differently? If I was there, could this had have been a different story? It's just so much on my mind. I just don't know where to start. I just, I just, I don't know. And it was like, I felt so guilty that last Thanksgiving that I couldn't wait for this Thanksgiving to, to make up for it. And I was like, you know what? Next Thanksgiving, we're going to have a wonderful time. On Christmas, I got some gifts for you to make up for all of this. Like, I'm sorry. When, towards my ending of my trip last Thanksgiving, last year, I was like, I can't, next Thanksgiving, it's going to be good. I like, you don't fuck with him no more. Thank God, because he was a childhood friend of me and Trey's. And like he didn't even come to Trey Songz's funeral. That's how much of a scumbucket bitch he was. But like I was saying, like it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have a good time. I couldn't wait, especially after we had such a good time. And when we went on our boys trip to Orlando, I was like, I cannot wait till Thanksgiving come, cause I was about to make some mac and cheese and like I was gonna cook, and then now like none of that can happen. And I had took this photo of him when we were at Disney, I think Disney World or the Universal Studios. It was one of the two. And like as y'all can see, he wearing a crop top. That's something that he would always rock. He would always rock a crop top. He always looked like some type of fucking African warrior. He was just always so confident. He would walk around naked, didn't care. He would walk around no clothes on, didn't care. He was just let it all hang out. He didn't care. He was just so confident in his body. Sometimes he was so confident and just so comfortable with himself. He didn't understand why everybody else would be uncomfortable, with the shit that he would be doing sometimes. Um, me and Bernard, we're cool. I went to his birthday party, and that was a onesie party that I had went to. It was really nice. We had an emotional moment, but I just don't know if it's like we're gonna be close friends. Like, I just think that I wanted to mend things. I don't know if it's in the cards for us to be, close friends again. I don't think that's, necessarily what was my intent. I rather things happen organically. I haven't really spoken to him after the birthday party. We said that we will meet up again soon at one point, but like I haven't really, reached out or anything. But me and Dante mended fences as well. Me and him came back. He was, one of my really best friends out here, when we were out active duty. But, he lives in Atlanta now, so it's kind of hard. to to like talk to him every day. And on top of that, I'm not a really good texter either, so it's not like I'm even consistent with my communication. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's nothing personal, of course, but I'm just not, and he's not a really great texter either. So I would, be interested in maybe, flying down to maybe see him and meet him and see him again. But I think he's actually going to New York. So, and then on top of that, I don't feel like paying for nobody to watch Michael. That's a whole thing within itself. I had paid one of my roommates to watch him last time, and they said if he watches him again, he would need an increase in payment because Michael was a lot, and I understand. I couldn't argue with that because I know my dog is a lot. Michael is a lot. Michael is very mischievous. So, but hopefully, I can plan something soon. I'm supposed to be going into the mall to go buy some colognes and stuff like that for myself. But I just really wanted to like vent, like just get some things off my chest because I'm really feeling a lot of dark energy. I just wanted to get some of this stuff out. And thank all of y'all for y'all kind words. I really appreciate it. I really do. I know this is not the most fun topic to talk about. It's just so crazy that this has happened. And ever since he's passed, I've been really trying to be consistent and working out and doing all of that stuff because I used to always say if we were supermodels, he would be, the Naomi Campbell, and I would be the Tyra Banks because I was never able to. My body type has changed so many times. I went from stick skinny to thick to muscular to stocky to skinny to muscular to stocky to thick to muscular. Now I'm at stocky again. So like, and he will always constantly, his body would never change. This has been his body for the last 8 years, consistently. And this would have been so interesting, y'all, because I know Trayshawn would have been on board the defense for this Tory Lanez trial. I know he would have probably been like, it's obvious that based on the evidence and the procedure, because Trayshawn had a slight list because he had a slight list, but he was like the procedures, that like he will always like get real technical, and it was something that me, him, Jerry did. We would always do mock trials, and one of us would have to be the judge. And then we also had our friend Kellen be the juror. And we had to basically argue a case, or we would look up cases and argue each side. And Trayshawn and Jerry would most of the time be going at it as defense and prosecution, and then I'd be the judge, and then Kellen would be the jury. And it was a way for Jerry and Trey to exercise their like their legal their legal brains, because Jerry also wanted to be a lawyer as well. And I know Trayshawn would have been like, it's obvious that it cannot be proven that Tory shot Megan. I know he would have said that. I already know, and I would have been like, bitch, listen, I ain't about to play these games with you. You ain't about to get on my channel and embarrass me. Okay? I cannot have you saying this type of stuff, while you on my channel. Like it would, like I already know what he would have said, because he was always so much into criminal law, And he also wanted to be an entertainment attorney as well. He said that would have been another path for him as well, being an entertainment attorney. And y'all, we had met on MySpace, and I think the year was, I want to say, maybe 2007. I had met him on MySpace. I had like a MySpace at like 12 I had created, and we had friended each other. And I was in Las Vegas and he was in, South Carolina. But like we messaged each other and we were friends ever since. So when I became grown and I actually got the chance to meet him, I just could not. I was just so excited. I was so excited. And I couldn't wait for us to grow old together. I was actually preparing to move to South Carolina. Something I didn't talk to y'all about. I was preparing myself to move. I was looking for jobs out there, because I wanted to be next to him, closer to him, because I felt like I was always so far away that I would always just have to visit. So I told him I wanted to move closer. He wanted me to move in with him and then look for a place, but I wasn't comfortable with that. I wanted to find my own place, have my own job, and have everything set up for myself before I move. Because I'm just, very stickler like that. I'm always trying to be responsible. And like, now I have to, all of that stuff is canceled. Yeah, like, and what's so funny is that like he was the biggest Janet Jackson fan. He was the biggest Janet Jackson fan. He used to, even when we were kids, he used to be like, "Oh my God, you need to listen to Janet." And my gay little fucking feminine ass back then, I was up there like, "Girl, I am listening to Nicki Minaj, fucking Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga. Who's listening to Janet?" I was so fucking uncultured. He was always so mature. Gosh. He's 2 years older than me, by the way. So when I was 12, he was 14. Um, and then, I had finally watched the Janet documentary, earlier this year. And I was like, wow, she been through a lot. And she wrote a lot of, I've listened to Janet music before. I know about Rhythm Nation and All For You and, Doesn't Really Matter. But I didn't really like listen to her like that until after the documentary. Then I hit him up and I was like, you know what? You were right. But the funny thing about it is Janet will be out here May 14th on his birthday. And I think that's such a coincidence. So I really want to go to the concert, in honor of him, and maybe get her to sign something if I can get like VIP tickets. But Jen is trying to sell VIP tickets for $4,000, y'all. I'm sorry. I remember y'all, and that's why I was trying to tell y'all that like some of the things with Mia and Jacqueline, like it wasn't weird to me that they were showering together because sometimes I took a shower with him. When we were on the trip, we all showered together, but it wasn't anything sexual. Y'all know something else that's really crazy? Trayshawn, you know, Trayshawn had like this thing where he liked grooming people, like shaping up your beards or like waxing and stuff like that. So whenever I would come down there, he would like he would shave my back, my legs, and my ass for me. He just wanted to do that type of stuff. And like at first I was like a little uncomfortable with it, but like I was like, okay, whatever. Like it was nothing that he did not know or he has not seen on me or about me. It's crazy. I remember when he had first came down, for the for my graduation, the first thing he gonna walk into my room and say is like, do you have like a Walmart or you know, or something around you, because I ain't trying to wear that musty ass Dove soap that you like to wear. Cause he always said Dove soap has like a musk, not a must, like not stank, but a musk smell to it. Like it was the way he described it was, was weird. But like I understood. But like he said, I don't like that musky ass fucking Dove soap you like to wear. So I ain't about to bathe in that. So, and I was like, bitch, I didn't offer my soap to you, bitch. I thought you was gonna be using dishwashing liquid in the kitchen. And he was like, Jeremy, this is not. I know you might be confused, but we're no longer in your hood of Las Vegas anymore. So, we don't use dishwashing liquid for to wash our clothes and to wash our bodies. It's quite toxic. He will always be trying to shade somebody, child. He was so shady like that. And then he sashayed out of my room, went like he disappeared for like 2 hours because I know he went to go have sex with somebody. Probably that's what it was. He went to go get some soap and he probably went to go have sex with somebody. That's one thing Trey was. He was always so sexually free with himself. He didn't like he didn't have like any type of, I guess, inhibitions when it came to that. And it was something about that I admired because I can't say the same for myself. Although I'm sexually, let me see, what's the word for it? Explorative, explorative, whatever, whichever is the correct pronunciation. I'm just like I'm really look. It takes me a minute to get comfortable to do that with people. Like, even though I could possibly have 2 to 3 people that I might shuffle in between, I've known them for a very long time. And it took me a minute to get comfortable with them. The man who I was dating for about 6, 7 months, who y'all already knew that I was talking to y'all about, me and him didn't even do the do. Because like I keep it very I'll clink down on it. But like once you get me open and once I'm comfortable, baby, it's we can enjoy the party. But like I was always like that. I was always so prudish. Oh my god. Some days like I wonder if he could just contact me in a dream or something like that to just let me know that he's okay. And I like when I go to sleep, I look forward to hoping that maybe I can hear from him. And I haven't heard anything from him yet. It's just but y'all, I guess I want to thank y'all for, watching, being here, allowing me to, I guess, let all of this out. You know, I love all of y'all. If y'all have, people around you that you love or that care about, make sure, you hug them and tell them that you love them because you truthfully don't know how long of a time you have either here or how long of a time they have here. So it's best, to give all the love that you can when you can. That's one thing I can say I'm happy about is that I showered, Trayshawn in affection, in love. I always try to do that. I always try to. It would be just some days like it would be times like when we would sleep in the same bed. We would sleep in the same bed, and he would always try to get all the way on a corner after I fall asleep always on the corner when I fell asleep. But I was somehow, when I would sleep, get right next to him and, like cuddle up to him and put my head on his like shoulder. And he would be so irritated by it. Cause he was like, "You always taking up the whole bed. Like you a big bitch." He was like, "You a big bitch now. You ain't like you ain't little. So it's not fair for you to be trying to lay up on me like this." Oh my god. I remember I took a photo. I took a photo. Let me see if I have it. I took a photo and I took it to show one of my friends. I was like, "See, he always talking about I'm taking majority of the bed, but look at who's taking majority of the bed right now. It's him. He's a hypocrite. He's fake. He's fraudulent, and he's untruthful." Let me see if I can find it. Child. Here it is, right here. I found it. I found it. Hold on. Like, you see that little section right there? That's where I was sleeping. And that's him all the way to the right. And I would be like, y'all see what I'm talking about? He always say I'm taking up all the space on the bed, but my quote unquote big ass gotta fit in this little section while he's damn near in the middle of the bed. Y'all, I need to get up out of this car. I appreciate y'all for watching. Okay. Until next time, all right? Peace.